firework. That's for goodness of a firework. We got smiling.
So Tim, 1:35 in the morning.
Yes.
We had a nice cup of coffee and we're out again for the second session of the evening. And we're in Granby Street now, aren't we? Walking down towards the clock tower.
Correct.
Still picking up glass bottles and stuff like that. How many have we picked up so far?
Are
we on 5, 6?
Yes, 5 or 6.
5 or 6, and we've only been out, what,
minutes.
20 minutes? We've
Yes.
not even been out 20 minutes yet, have we?
Yep.
Okay, it's a bit quieter down this end of town now because I think, as you said, most people have moved down towards sort of Churchgate and stuff like that, you know, Zanzibar and that kind of stuff. I mean, let's talk about something a bit different because obviously, you know, we had a prayer before we came out earlier. We've had another prayer now before we go out. So we were talking that one of the 3 criteria really to become a street pastor is one is being over 18, regularly attend a church for at least a year, so the person there can give you a sort of reference you've been there, and you can attend the training. I mean, from your point of view, you're quite new at this, but not new to sort of volunteering, being a prison visitor. I mean, what part does your own personal faith play in sort of your motivation to come out and do this on a regular basis?
I enjoy sharing my faith with people. That doesn't mean I'm a Bible basher. I don't force anything on anybody, but I'm happy to tell people what my faith means to me. I used to be just a church goer, but now I'm a born again Christian, which means I've made a commitment and asked Jesus into my life.
Should we walk as well while we talk?
It's made a real difference. And I like to share that with people. And when people see street pastor, they can ask. And there's lots of people that would not go into a church. They won't go through that door into the 4 walls, but out on the streets they'll be happy to ask. They don't feel threatened.
Do you think that's why the name street pastor is quite ingenious, really? Because people ask you what it is, and it gives you a way. It's almost like answering a question, as opposed to you going up and posing a question to someone, isn't it? It invites them to find out what it is, and then you can engage with them on the term that's important to them, I suppose.
Yes, it's an icebreaker and it's an opening for conversation. Yes, and some people, when you say you're a Christian and we're all from different churches, some people will just back off. But others are quite happy to ask questions, which, as I say, they wouldn't go into a church to ask. So.
Now, we've seen some sort of people out this evening that are kind of sitting there, obviously, you know, sitting there rough, and they may or may not be going off to sleep rough. We've already given out 1 sleeping bag, and a lot of people will already know about the sort of, you know, the flip-flops and that kind of stuff. I've even got some flip-flops in my pocket, which hopefully you've got some tucked away. There we go. We're carrying our flip-flops. Now, I suppose you're quite. It's interesting to talk to you because I've been talking to you about, you know, my own time of going to prison, and you've been talking about going in as a prison visitor. So I think we've had a bit of an interesting conversation. What's fascinating to me is about breaking the cycle, isn't it, as well? And I mean, you know, there's people out here who could well be in the situation where, you know, they could end up inside because of something that happens tonight. Did you ever come across anybody that had been inside that you spoke to that had been involved in, you know, drinking and been out partying and got involved in stuff like that?
Lots and lots. Yes, all the time. Yes. All sorts of different people as well, not just criminals, people, just ordinary people that have had a drink too many, got involved in something, been arrested and in prison.
Because I often say to people, when they say to me, what was it like? I say, well, actually, you can probably go off and commit any series of offences now to get in prison. You don't have to be a criminal. You know, you can just be in the right place at the wrong time, you know, use your mobile phone while you're driving, all that kind of stuff. And the chances are, as a first-time offender, you could find yourself in prison, couldn't you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a real mix of people. So, okay, let's carry on walking, and we'll carry on down now. Where the guys are over here towards the market, so let's make sure we don't get run over, because that wouldn't be good for the old camera, would it? Like, you know what I mean? So, there we go. I suppose it'd be interesting viewing then if we actually got run over while we were making a film about street pastors, wouldn't it? So we're heading off to the market. Have you been to this area before?
Yes. Yes.
Does it tend to get quite busy here with the corn exchange?
Yes, the corn exchange is very busy. Usually crowds out there.
Because your assistant manager said earlier they shut about 4 o'clock in the morning, don't they, sir?
Yes, and with no smoking inside now, you get crowds of people outside, and it's interesting chatting to them.
Brilliant. Okay, well, we'll head into the next phase, and then I'll catch up with you at the end of the night, yeah?
Okay.
Nice one. Cheers, Steve.